447 candidates vying for 73 seats in Sabah Battle Royale. 58 new COVID-19 cases today as Sabah records double digits. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. You're watching News at 10. I'm Cynthia Arthur. The Election Commission received a total of 447 nomination papers from candidates vying for 73 state seats contested in the Sabah state election scheduled for 26th of September after the nomination period ended at 10 a.m. today. EC Chairman Dato' Abdul Ghani Saleh said 404 of the papers were submitted by male candidates and 43 others were by female candidates. Dato' Abdul Ghani said candidates fielded by Parti Cinta Sabah PCS submitted the highest number of nomination papers at 73, followed by Parti Warisan Sabah 53, United Sabah National Organisation USNO 47, Liberal Democratic Party LDP 46, Barisan Nasional 41, Perikatan Nasional 29, Parti Gagasan Rakyat Sabah Gagasan 28, Parti Perpaduan Rakyat Sabah PPRS 23 and Parti Bersatu Sabah PBS 22. Other than that, United Progressive Kinabalu Organisation UPKO also nominated 12 candidates. PKR 7, Parti Harapan Rakyat Sabah 5, Parti Kerjasama Anak Negeri 2 and 1 each by Amanah, Parti Kebangsaan Sabah PKS and Pertubuhan Perpaduan Rakyat Kebangsaan Sabah Pertubuhan. The EC chairman said only one nomination paper was rejected after the prospective candidate was disqualified due to bankruptcy. Sabah state election will also see many multi-cornered fights among the candidates, with Bengkoka state seat with the highest number of candidates at 11. Meanwhile, Inanam state seat will be contested in a 10-cornered fight, with at least 26 other seats contested in 6-cornered fights. Sabah Bersatu Chief Dato' Sri Haji Jinor will officially be fighting to retain the Sulaman state seat in a 3-cornered fight with warisan candidate Dato' Ali Asgar alias Ali Ashgar Basri and Parti Cinta Sabah's Dato' Rekan Hussein. Sulaman returning officer Muhammad Sofian Alfian Nair said Dato' Rekan was the first candidate to submit his nomination papers at 9:05 a.m. today.
Untuk membantu rakyat setiap masa dan membawa apa lagi masalah yang belum kita laksanakan. Tetapi saya ingin nyatakan kita mempunyai satu usaha untuk memastikan bahawa jika sekiranya kita mengambil alih kerajaan, kita akan melakukan yang terbaik untuk meningkatkan lagi taraf hidup rakyat, ekonomi negeri Sabah dan juga perkara-perkara yang diperlukan oleh rakyat, terutama sekali di luar bandar, di kampung-kampung yang memerlukan lagi banyak kemudahan-kemudahan dan sebagainya.
Dato' Sri Haji Ji has been the Sulaman State Assemblyman since 1990. Meanwhile, caretaker Chief Minister Dato' Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdal is set to defend the Senalang seat in a 5-cornered contest. This is a crowded field compared to the 14th general election in 2018 when Dato' Sri Muhammad Shafi prevailed in a straight fight against Dato' Sri Nasir Tun Sakaran, who was representing Barisan Nasional. This time around, the Parti Warisan Sabah president is challenged by his nephew Nur Azman Utoh Nain of Perikatan Nasional, Dato' Patinggi Ahmad Dato' Ali Alam from Parti Perpaduan Rakyat Sabah, Muhammad Ramzan Abdul Wahab from USNO and Majalis Lais from Parti Cinta Sabah. The candidates were announced by returning officer Benedict Asmat at about 11:10 a.m. after the nomination process had closed at Dewan Masyarakat Sempurna at 10 a.m. Dato' Sri Muhammad Shafi'i submitted his nomination papers at 9:18 a.m. PAS Deputy President Datuk Seri Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man has described the absence of the party in the Sabah state election as a political strategy as well as an effort to strengthen cooperation in the Perikatan Nasional coalition. He said although some were disappointed, Sabah PAS leaders and members in general had accepted the decision to give way to their allies to contest in the snap election.
Dari segi strategi politik ni macam-macam. Tapi kita menerima sebenarnya PAS terlibat daripada awal lagi perundingan dan sebagai perbincangan. Cuma bila dibuat keputusan walaupun kita mendesak supaya PAS juga diberi laluan, tapi ada beberapa masalah, beberapa perkara yang kita fikir kita jauh besar, kita setuju dengan pandangan daripada Tuan Guru Presiden. Sebab mekanisme ataupun menghadapi pilihan raya ini kena strategi yang betul. Jadi kita mengelak perangkap yang dipasang oleh musuh supaya kalau kita turut bertanding nanti dia akan timbul pertembungan sama-sama sendiri dan ini natijahnya ialah kerugian.
Previously, PAS had stated its intention to contest in 10 seats in the 16th Sabah state election. However, yesterday, PAS President Datuk Seri Abdul Hadi Awang was reported as saying that the party respected the decision of its allies in Sabah to contest in all 73 constituencies after the negotiations were finalised. The Health Ministry recorded another 58 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, making the total cumulative number of cases in the country to 9,868. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said of that there were 53 local transmission cases that include 48 cases from Sabah. In a statement, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said of the 58 cases, 5 were imported, involving 3 Malaysians and 2 immigrants. He explained that the majority of the new cases reported today were from the Lahad Datu Benteng cluster with 44 cases, followed by the Sungai cluster in Kedah, which recorded 5 new cases today. Malaysia also discharged 8 patients, which means the total number of recoveries is 9,189, or at a rate of 93.59% today. The total number of active cases in the country has risen to 551 cases, with 9 people currently being treated at intensive care units, with 5 of them requiring ventilator support. No fatalities were reported, which means the COVID-19 death toll in the country remains at 128, or at a rate of 1.3%. In related developments, the Health Ministry has announced the emergence of Laut cluster, which was discovered among illegal immigrants detained in Sabah. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said the index case of the cluster is a detainee in Tawau Temporary Detention Centre who was sent back to his country of origin, Philippines, on the 27th of August. However, on the 5th of September, the index case managed to enter Sabah illegally via red trails to visit his wife. The wife was tested positive on 8th of September following a referral screening from the Kunak Hospital to the Tawau Hospital for treatment of postpartum bleeding complications. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said, following active case detection and close contact screenings, 2 more positive cases were detected involving her child and neighbor. He said as of 12th of September, 49 people linked to this cluster had been screened involving Philippine nationals. From the number, he said, 4 were positive, 14 negative, and 31 still awaiting test results. The Health DG said measures to prevent the spread of infections, such as through disinfection and sanitization, have been carried out at the identified locations, and the cause of infection is still under investigation. The Kuala Muda District Health Office has called on the residents of Amanjaya, Sungai Petani, who were placed under the Administrative Enhanced Movement Control Order to go for COVID-19 screening tomorrow. In a statement on its Facebook page, it said the screening must be done before medical personnel can remove the pink and white wristband, indicating the end of the home quarantine period. Residents of Amanjaya are required to return to the same screening centres that they went to 2 weeks ago. They are also required to be at the screening centres according to schedule. Further information can be obtained from the official Facebook page of Kuala Muda District Health Office. Previously, Senior Minister Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob had announced that the administrative EMCO in Amanjaya that was scheduled to end on the 10th of September to be extended until tomorrow. Meanwhile, the people of Pulau Pinang are urged to remain vigilant and observe the new norm to ensure no emergence of new COVID-19 cluster in the state. Pulau Pinang Police Chief Dato Sahabuddin Abdul Manan said he hoped for cooperation from everyone to curb the spread of COVID-19 in the state.
Kita tahu di beberapa tempat di Malaysia terdapat PKPD. Jadi saya harap penduduk-penduduk Pulau Pinang menjaga SOP supaya perkara ini tidak berlaku di sini.
The authorities have arrested a total of 108 illegal immigrants and 1 smuggler in Op Benteng yesterday. Senior Minister Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said a boat and 2 land vehicles were also seized in the integrated operation by enforcement agencies to tighten control of the country's border areas. In a statement today, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said 78 roadblocks were set up in the operation yesterday involving the Malaysian Armed Forces, Police and Malaysian Border Security Agency. Meanwhile, the senior minister reported that police detained 84 individuals for violating the Recovery Movement Control Order (RMCO), including 28 who failed to provide equipment for entry and exit records. He added that 22 others were found not wearing a face mask, 14 conducting activities involving the presence of a crowd that limited physical distancing, and 20 conducting pub or nightclub activities. On compulsory quarantine, Dato Sri Ismail Sabri said 27,101 individuals returning home from abroad were placed in 69 hotels and 8 other premises, including the public training institutes and private learning institutions in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Penang, Johor, Sarawak, Kelantan, Perak, Kedah, Perlis, Terengganu, Sabah and Labuan. Out of this number, 10,097 individuals are under compulsory quarantine, 69 hospitalized and 16,935 discharged. Coming up, Bank Rakyat holds open day to help customers keen on loan moratorium. A total of 50 children have taken part in the Malaysia Day convoy in an effort to enliven the patriotism value within themselves. The 3-kilometre bicycle convoy was hosted by the Timur Laut Information Department, the Royal Malaysia Police and the Fire and Rescue Department in Georgetown, Pulau Pinang. Over 200 residents in the area also joined the convoy.
Di waktu COVID ini kita kena mencintai bulan kemerdekaan ni. Kita kena cari jalan ikut pada SOP untuk kita adakan program yang paling kecil tapi mesej tu besar.
Bank Rakyat is holding open days at 17 of its branches nationwide, starting today to provide to provide assistance to customers to defer financing payments after the loan moratorium ends on 30th September. Bank Rakyat Chief Executive Officer CEO Dato Rosman Mohammed said Bank Rakyat will discuss and try to help affected customers and those who need assistance.
Saya pun nak tekankan juga, bila kita umumkan penawaran bantuan hari itu, moratorium khusus untuk pelanggan yang telah diberhentikan kerja pada tahun 2020 dan masih belum mendapat pekerjaan baru. Selain itu, pelanggan yang diarahkan bercuti tanpa gaji oleh majikan yang berlanjutan sehingga Disember 2020 turut ditawarkan kemudahan tersebut.
Dato' Rosman said among the branches involved were in Johor Bahru, Johor, Jalan Hang Tuah, Melaka, Seremban, Negeri Sembilan, Precinct 8, Putrajaya, Section 14, Shah Alam, Sungai Buloh, Selangor, as well as Jalan Tangsi and Jalan Ipoh, Kuala Lumpur. He said the open day will be held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Elaborating further, Dato' Rosman said the bank had begun to receive numerous applications for assistance from customers who were facing difficulties to continue their financing payment after the moratorium period ends on the 30th of September. Johor Darul Tazim, JDT, look on track for a record 7th straight Super League title after beating Terengganu FC 1-0 last night. The match at the Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin Stadium in Kuala Terengganu saw the Southern Tigers grab the winning goal in the 5th minute when Safawi Rashid capitalized on erroneous back pass by defender Argzim Redzovic.
Well, I think a goal is a goal. Normally, the mistakes are because something else happens before. So I think we did a good pressing. I think we jumped the line very good in the pressing so they can commit the mistake, and we took advantage of the situation.
Saya rasa bola kita kena profesional. Mana kita main, kita bagi all out. Walaupun saya asal naik negeri Terengganu, tapi saya bekerja dengan JDT, so saya kena profesional.
With 6 wins and a draw, Benjamin Mora's side are currently top of the Super League with 19 points. Meanwhile, Perak bounced back from 3 games without a win, including last week's humiliating 7-0 loss to JDT to beat UiTM FC 1-0 at the Perak Stadium. Muhammad Sharil Fikri Matfauzi's header in the 4th minute following Muhammad Rafiuddin Rodin's free kick was enough for the Boss Gaurus squad to end UiTM FC's 4-match unbeaten record and rise to 2nd place in the table with 11 points.
Look, I just got to congratulate my boys because tonight's game was very, very good. Very good. From the start to the finish, the boys fought well. They gave 100%, the commitment, the enthusiasm. Yeah, this is my team. We win together and we lose together.
Meanwhile, UiTM FC coach Frank Bernhard was clearly unhappy with his team after the loss, describing their performance as below average.
4 games left, and this is not easy. We're still in the struggle now, because I think we dropped down to 7th place, 6th, 7th place, and then if we cannot win the next game, then then we are really in the bottom again.
Indonesia is the latest country to withdraw from the 2020 Thomas and Uber Cup finals, scheduled to be held in Aarhus, Denmark from the 3rd to 11th of October. Indonesian Badminton Association (PBSI) Secretary General Ahmad Budiharto cited 3 reasons why the team came to the decision, including players' concern about the risk of COVID-19 infection when travelling, in transit or at the venue of the tournament. Ahmad said the players and officials were also worried because the Badminton World Federation (BWF) could not guarantee that they would not be affected by the virus. He said in a statement that PBSI had submitted a letter to the Indonesia Youth and Sports Minister and would be writing to the BWF soon to notify them about the matter. Ahmad also confirmed that Indonesian players would not take part in the Denmark Open 1 and Denmark Open 2 tournaments from the 13th to 18th of October and 20th to 25th of October, respectively. Besides Indonesia, 4 other teams, Australia, Taiwan, Thailand and South Korea, have announced withdrawal from the prestigious men and women's team competitions due to COVID-19 concerns. Meanwhile, Youth and Sports Minister Datuk Sri Rizal Merican Naina Merican yesterday said although the Badminton Association of Malaysia BAM was ready for the meet, the ministry preferred to wait for confirmation from the other competing nations as well. That concludes this evening's news at 10. In our top story, 447 candidates vying for 73 seats in Sabah Battle Royale. Join us again at 10 p.m. tomorrow. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Stay tuned to Saluran Berita RTM and have a pleasant evening.